Good morning and welcome in, everyone. Before we get into this morning's update, a couple of things to discuss very quickly. First, XRP, despite having a pull down yesterday, actually presents itself in a very interesting area, which is nice for us. We're trying to maintain a push out of this descending wedge. We already back tested it. Now we've formed this just small consolidation, and yesterday we talked about having to come back down to the uptrending support, possibly at $2.36. And as long as that held, this pattern was beautiful. And now we're attempting to break out of the short-term consolidation. So if we hold that $2 in recent time, it's come down a little bit now, and we're above it. We need to hold approximately $2.42.3. And that's our validation to continue up to about $3.27. So we'll see if we can get hot here. I believe with what I'm building, it's playing off of it perfectly because we have that downtrending support structure / resistance right here. And this, I believe, is like a neckline. Resistance, resistance, resistance area, resistance. Now all of a sudden support for the first time right here. So this could be our bounce out now. Now if we hold $2.42.5, we should be able to push ourselves up near that $3.27 area. It's if this gets invalidated. First area would be a drop below $2.36. And then ultimately, if we lost right around the $2.20 area, that could bring us all the way back down near that fair value gap. That's already been filled. That's a monthly FVG. We filled it at $1.82. So right now we're off in the right direction. We're doing exactly what we need to do in this morning. And we went down yesterday and consolidated. So we'll see if we can have a little bit of oomph or if this pattern continues to play out. We talked about how this pattern, technically the apex isn't until Friday. And it's only Wednesday today. So we've still got a few days until the apex moment. But with what we're seeing with XRP versus Bitcoin, it looks like Bitcoin has put in, or XRP's put in a little bit of a bottoming phase versus Bitcoin. And even if that means Bitcoin's going to go up, it looks like XRP is going to outperform it. We've got the XRP Bitcoin pairing, and it pretty much is like a cheat sheet. It's telling us everything we need to know. We have a golden cross here in the weekly, which is such a high time frame that this is telling us it's more than just a short-term pattern reversal. We're going into new uncharted territories here, assuming that this does push up. And right now it's looking good for us. I know we had a lot of consolidation, but kind of got to go through the noise. That's why I say don't let your emotions dictate your response, and just watch this market thoroughly, and we'll see if this plays out. Still a death cross here in the 4-hourly on the XRP Bitcoin pairing, but in the higher time frames we're reversing in the weekly. So this is all par for course here. Now the goal is we're going to try to see if the 50 can trickle through the 200 here in the days to come. It's already come through the 100. The 20s come through the 200 to give you the golden cross. Confirmation of a golden cross is when the 50-day ends up pushing through the 200, and that would resurrect and confirm that short-term pattern flip to bullish now, which it looks sound right now. It looks sound, so we'll see how this plays out. I'm going to do the intro, and then we got about 7 to 8 more minutes. I want to focus on XRP and XLM this morning for a reason, and maybe I'll show the Bitcoin chart as well before I leave. I got my windows that they should be here around 8:45 this morning. So about an hour from now, right when we get back from dropping our son off at school. So they'll be doing my windows today. So I'm very excited about that. And then about 4 weeks from now, approximately, they're going to be doing my kitchen. So lot going on here. A lot going on. But anyhow, good morning. 7:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Wednesday, February 12th, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I really, really do appreciate it. As we can see, XRP's on the upward volatility, but as we said, we've got to maintain some of these levels to push out to that $3.27. We haven't done anything yet because we haven't been able to get outside of this short-term consolidation that was created after the breakout of a short-term descending wedge. Very typical what's going on here. We're trying to consolidate, make sure we have the base and things like that, and then we'll go from there. But that's where we're at this morning, so there's no reason to even look anywhere else. Got to make sure we hold that $2.42 area, and that would start a little bit of a surge here. And the technical target, because of that breakout of that descending wedge, is actually $3.27. But We talked earlier, you'd have to break this short-term area around $2.80. We might as well just put this up here again. That's why I made that consolidatory area right here. So let's just put this here, because that is a big level that we're going to eventually have to pass. But I believe we're working on our neckline right now, and as long as we don't give that up, we're going to have some volatility, some upward volatility that we've been craving. XLM up 1% to 32 cents approximately. XLM is on the outside as well. We came back and perfectly back tested. If you were a spicy trader, and let's say, even though you shouldn't be, you're on some leverage. If you're on leverage, you got a little bit of a downturn here that once it breaks, you would have to make sure to get out. But you don't want to be in on a leverage trade, because I know some have texted me and I said, hey guys, leverage is dangerous right now. It's so up and down. But you really don't want to be in under 30 cents if you're riding this. Because if it breaks past 30, then you're just going to hold it down to 27. And in a leverage trade, that's going to slaughter people. So I suggest the spot trading. I suggest to look at BITUNIX. It's in my video description below and our pinned comments. I highly encourage you to use the platform. They've got the lowest spot and leverage trading fees. They've got the lowest maker-taker fee. And whether you're trading spot or leverage, which I encourage you to do spot, but leverage, that's opportunity. I trade my stuff from other exchanges, send the tokens when I'm ready to sell, and I'll send it to BITUNIX for the lower fees. And that's how I've gotten around higher exchange fees on other exchanges. So I would highly encourage you pay attention to that. HOTCOIN, crypto.com for other reasons. If you want to send a donation, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. But not required. I do this because I want everybody to get the information. But I also want you to understand with the exchanges, like there's ways to go about to where you don't have to have those extraordinary fees. And that's why I love BITUNIX. But anyhow, going on and going forward with XLM, we are breaking out right now of this descending wedge. We did go below it a couple times, came outside of it a couple times, but we came back down and back tested now the breakout on support. And if this holds, our next area to come up to for XLM is going to be way up here to 36.2 cents. And from where we're at right now, you're looking at about a 17% rally to get up to this next resistance. It's much, much higher when you break out of the structure, but we've got resistance points that we're going to have to push past. So I'm very encouraged where XLM's going. Could still see an inverse head and shoulders if this plays out the way it should. Nice descending consolidations. These are typically bullish consolidations, and it should lead us into a much, much nicer area here in the next days, the weeks to come. So I'm very optimistic here. Now, assuming we were to lose some of these areas we talked about at support, well, then you'd be less optimistic. But where do we sit right now? We're on the top side of breakouts and back testing on support. DGB's up 3.01%. DGB is another one that's trying to come up to the resistance and finally break out. It's right around 9.2 cents this morning. And on a breakout, you've got a short-term move up to about 2 cents. So that's a nice surge if we can get out of what looks like a descending wedge. It's been going on for a little bit of time since the breakout happened in early December. And it's consolidated and given back about, yeah, this is beautiful, 63% consolidation here. So that's definitely something I'd continue to pay attention to with DGB. And then Bitcoin, and then I'm going to release this. I got stuff to finish taking care of here. I'm running out of time. Then we got to get my son to school at 8:30, and then we're getting our windows put in. So it's going to be a busy day. Bitcoin, I still see a cup and handle here. We're on the outside of a symmetrical triangle, and we back tested, and we're still within that handle formation, and it's tightening up. So we need to get over that 97,000 approximately, start pushing up and out. This pattern technically ends with the way I drew it out on Thursday into Friday. So Thursday and Friday this week is going to be one kind of move. It's either going to go up or we're going to go down. With some of the things that we're seeing on the charts, it's suggesting that we go up. With the liquidation heat maps that we've seen, it suggests we go up. There's tons of liquidation on Bitcoin around 112 and 118K, all the way up to 130K because people are going so short. And then on XRP, once you get above $3 and 38-cent area, you've got several $1 trillion of liquidation for short traders. So I'd be stunned if we don't come up in that area. Go watch my live from last night. We talk about this a lot. And then tonight, assuming everything goes good, I'll be doing my live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to go even deeper into these charts. I always say the updates are if you like XRP, XLM, DGB, and then, if I bring in some of the other ones. But during the lives is when I go through the whole slew of things. We'll cover Axelar. We'll look at XRP Healthcare. That's down 10% today after a 30-something% move yesterday. We'll look at the gold silver market. We'll look at the mining stocks. We'll look at HBAR and VChain and Algo and ZIL and XDC and IOTA. You know, we'll take a look. We always look at VELO and AMP. We'll also take a look at some of the ones that I think are less known, like MXC, and we'll take a look at Jasmine and Kanto and ZBCN, which is retracing today after about a 25% move to about a day and a half. We'll look at Matic and T-Fuel. So if you're interested in anything other than XRP and XLM, make sure DGB and Bitcoin, make sure that you watch my lives and we go into a very, very deep discussion. This morning, all you need to remember, we're teetering right now, but we need to hold that $2.42 and then we can be off to the races. If not, this pattern can consolidate until Friday as we see all across the board. So don't get ahead of yourselves, but please pay attention to the charts. Remain humble, show humility, and don't forget to give thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ on this beautiful Wednesday morning. We're looking at 5 to 7 inches of snow today here in Michigan. So about 1 p.m., 2 p.m., we're going to start getting snow. Kids probably won't have school tomorrow, and then we're supposed to get another storm on Saturday. So finally starting to look like winter here. But it's going to be interesting. Have a blessed morning, everyone.